I'm Jeff Hans with CoLab Digital, and this is Movie Microscope. Transformers: The Last Knight came out as a summer blockbuster hopeful in 2017, and was both a visual spectacle and one of the best examples of everything you shouldn't do with a story. I would rather the film be cut down into only action sequences, as the 2.5-hour runtime is bloated with terrible exposition, undeveloped tropey characters, and side stories that serve no purpose other than a pause between the action sequences. I've spent a lot of time thinking about the film since I saw it, and I've spent time writing a script that would take up about a 45-minute video explaining everything that was done wrong with this movie, but the odd thing I noticed when writing about The Last Knight is that I kept coming back to a single scene. And lucky for you, it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
The trailer for this movie was shown well over a year before the film's release, the main focus being the fight between Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. While I was admittedly interested in the idea of two robot best friends duking it out and finding out the motivation behind that, I was actually more interested in this little girl, because she seemed like she had something invested in the fight. Judging by the delivery, she has obviously suffered some loss and wants to stand her ground and save the world. While typical of these films as an isolated soundbite in a trailer, I said to myself, this might actually be good. Now, before I go further, I will issue a spoiler warning, though I can't recommend watching this movie as it pretty much spoils itself. But if you do intend to watch it and don't want anything ruined other than the art of cinema, then stop the video here and come back when the deed is done. The problem I have with this scene has nothing to do with the actress, nothing to do with the line or its delivery. My problem has to do with the context surrounding the scene, and my biggest problem is where this happens in the timeline of the story. Upon viewing the trailer, I made some assumptions. The girl was sweaty and dirty, she seemed battle-worn. She also gave enough emotion to the words that you should safely assume this scene would come at a pivotal moment in the catalyst for change in this character. Typically right after a battle that happens right before the third act that the protagonist ends up losing in order to learn a lesson about how to win the war in the end. I thought I was looking at a glimpse of a key moment in the film's story. It seemed like this would be a point in the film where the good guys regroup, rally together, and stand up for a final battle. Boy, was I wrong. Not only does this scene happen within the first half hour of the film, it's at a point where you've spent zero time developing her character. It's not even until after this scene that we even find out that this girl's parents have died and that the Autobot protecting her that died in the previous scene was truly the last of her family. How do we find out this information? Oh yeah, she tells us.
Decepticon fired a rocket. Parents were home, I wasn't. No way I was going to foster.
Not to mention the fact that Mark Wahlberg's character completely dismisses this desperate outpouring of emotion as if she's a whining, petulant child.
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
You can't fight them, and you can't beat them. Right? They have the support of the entire world. You're a kid.
This scene should have held weight, and it should have been an easily poignant line. It was showcased in the trailer because, honestly, it was one of the only good dialogue moments the script had. This small misstep in placement of such a short but powerful scene is a small glimpse into how much of a sloppy mess this film truly was. With a script ripe with spoon-fed expositional dialogue, it's a slap in the face to audience members to assume we can't connect simple dots and develop a character we can connect with. I was honestly watching this film to see the lead up to that one inspiring line, so you can imagine my disappointment that the lead up took 20 minutes into a film that lasts 2.5 hours. My expectations weren't high for this film, but ruining this one scene made the whole experience that much worse. The ending heavy-handedly hints at a sequel, and for moviegoers everywhere, I hope it never happens. Thanks for watching this episode of Movie Microscope. It was a ton of fun to make. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Be sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to CoLab Digital for more media just like this.